Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing? I just wanted to give you guys an update before I get started with the rest of the video. Let me fix my camera. There we go. On what I'm doing, what I'm prepping and stuff like that. Um, I have some pictures that I'm going to be showing you, okay? Um, I just I have this really bad feeling. I really do. And it's because of the looming selection. And I just have this god awful bad feeling that um, she will be chosen. And I don't know why. You know the saying, always trust your gut feeling, right on. And I just have this god awful bad feeling. And I was just having a conversation with my nephew, and he even said that he thinks that she's going to take it. And I said, yes, but I said, the overwhelming amount of support that he has and things like that. And he said, no, she's going to take it. And I don't know why. And none of us here in this house are supporters of hers. Okay. And I said, well, Gavin, I said, you're not the only one to say that. Okay, I said, we all have like this gut wrenching feeling. And he said, if you were to drive around, because he works for FedEx just like my son Andrew does, okay? And he said, if you were to drive around, he said, in the Tampa Bay area, because they cover a whole hell of a huge areas, okay, in the Tampa Bay area to drive for FedEx. He said, you would not be surprised. He said, he goes, yeah, sure, you see the Trump Vance signs. Okay, he said, but he said the amount of Harris Walls signs, he said, is just sickening. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. And he goes, no. And so I said, oh dear God, here we go. And I said, okay. And I said, I said, Gavin, I'm trying to prepare as much as I possibly can. I said, because I just have this sick feeling. And he said, I have the same feeling that you do. And he said, and a lot of people do. And he said, I said, do you think that we will be seeing a, I don't know if this is the right word, uprising, chaotic, um, I don't want to say civil. I don't want to say, WW3. I don't want to say anything like that because I don't like to live in fear. Okay. But I do like to prepare. And I just don't feel like I'm prepared enough. Okay. And I mean, with just my family alone, I mean, the pictures that I did show you, okay, that's not all of it, okay, but I'm not prepared enough, and I know that I'm not prepared enough, and I can feel it in my stomach, and I'm just like, oh my God, here we go. And I have another delivery coming tomorrow, and I'll be going food shopping again next week, because I do the Sam's Club thing and stuff like that. And I just feel like no matter how much I bring in to my pantry, I always say, it's not enough. It's not enough. Something's wrong. It's not enough. And you guys know, because a lot of you have been with me for when I had my original channel that was deleted. I have a very large family, okay? It's not just me and my husband. It's me and my husband, my son, his wife, their 3 children, my nephew, Gavin, and my nephew, Zachary, okay? We have a very large family. And yes, the kids help and this, that, and the other, so I don't want you to think that it's all on my dime. No, that's not the truth at all. So I'm trying, and I'm trying to fill in those gaps, and I'm trying to, fill this pantry as much as I possibly can. And I've got hope chests. Remember the old cedar hope chest? I've got those filled with rice, with beans, with this, with that. And I'm like, I just look at them and I say, it's not enough. It's not enough to get us through what's coming. It's not enough to get us through what's coming. But what the hell is coming? I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I can feel it. I can feel it. I hope and pray to God that I'm wrong, but I can feel it. All right, here's the video for you. Thanks for listening to me ramble and rant. Yes?
America right now, I know it seems like we got this licked, but we need to pray every day for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to give these men the strength and to guide their path. We got 19 days left, people. 19 days until there is possible the biggest pivot for our nation. Right now, we need to pray because it's good versus evil. Yes, I will say it again. That side is evil. Everything that they're standing for right now is against the good book and what this country was built on. Whether you are a God-fearing person or you're not, if you give 2 cents about this country and about our future, you will throw up a prayer that God has his hand over this country and over this election.
So a few weeks ago, I attended the Trump rally here in my town. Before I dive into what I'm about to share, here's a peek at that. Well, today I found out that Kamala Harris was coming to my town, so I decided to go. I wanted to see the differences. Notably, I had to show my ID to get in to see her. But anyway, I was making a video talking actually about how sad I was that the loudest cheering at the rather small event came in support of abortion, when I panned over to the crowd and to her speaking, and I caught something I wasn't expecting. Check it out. Not a lot of energy here, but everyone just cheered and screamed for killing babies. So that was disappointing. Anyway, here she is. Did you hear that? Some guy in the crowd shouted, "Jesus is Lord." And Kamala said, "I think you're at the wrong rally." And then she said, "Try the smaller one down the street." Everyone laughed and cheered, but I was at that rally. There were almost 7,000 people at it. Today they said there were 2,500. Nobody waiting. Open spaces. I wanted everyone who's a believer to hear that for themselves.
Again, we're not going to be gaslighted on this. We remember Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Folks, we have some massive breaking news coming out of Oregon. It's literally 6:45 a.m. on October 17th. And ever since LFA TV has had a presence on X, we've been getting flooded with news stories, testimonials, information from all over the country that mainstream media wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. However, last night, I was sent something very concerning about the state of Oregon. The Secretary of State in Oregon has removed President Trump and J.D. Vance from the election website, from the election portion of the website under voter pamphlet to tell you who's running for federal, state, and local elections. I'm going to show it to you on my screen without putting the filter behind me and showing it in behind and going right up there. I'm going to show you exactly what I am talking about. Let's go down here. This out. Here we go. It's October 17th, 6:46 a.m. Here is the Secretary of State's website. Right there. Voter pamphlet. If you get to this screen, you hit English. They hide it very well, but you hit English. And what happens is, I'm going to show you what happens when you hit English. You pull this up. This is the section where on the top it says voter pamphlet additional language. You come down here to partisan candidate. Check this out. You click president. Kamala Harris, Jill Stein, Chase Oliver, and Robert F. Kennedy. No Donald Trump. You click vice president. Tim Walz. Tim Walz. No J.D. Vance. Again, president. Robert F. Kennedy, Chase Oliver, Jill Stein, Kamala Harris, vice president, Tim Walz. They have literally removed Donald Trump and J.D. Vance from the Oregon Secretary of State website. Lavon Griffin Valade. What are you doing? Why are you trying to interfere into the election with just, 19 days left before people go and make their vote if they've not already early voted? It stinks to high heaven. And the Secretary of State, Lavon Griffin Valade, you have some answering to do. How dare you interfere in the election at all, let alone a mere 19 days before that date? Ladies and gentlemen, pass this far and wide. Call the Secretary of State's office in Oregon. Email, send a smoke signal, call the authorities, whatever you got to do. Make sure this is known worldwide. Oregon, you've got some explaining to do. And by the way, everybody, since we are a viewer-funded network powered by the people with very limited partnerships, we're very, very picky on who we partner with to help fund what we do here. And today I want to talk about Breakthrough. Breakthrough. Magnesium Breakthrough by Bioptimizers. What is breakthrough and what is magnesium? Well, 4 out of 5 Americans are severely magnesium deficient. And if you are a magnesium deficient individual, then I would be willing to bet you cannot get a long night's sleep. You don't sleep deep like you used to. And you wake up, you probably have low productivity, and you probably have mood swings. It's because you are magnesium deficient. And the great thing about Bioptimizers, Magnesium Breakthrough, which my wife and I have been taking for a couple of years now. My wife turned me onto that. Wives know best. We were both magnesium deficient. The great thing about Magnesium Breakthrough from Bioptimizers is the fact that you get all 7 forms of magnesium in one bottle. With most magnesium, you get 1, maybe 2 forms of magnesium. But with Magnesium Breakthrough with Bioptimizers, you get all 7, ladies and gentlemen. It will change your life. You will start sleeping deep, and you will start sleeping throughout the night. No grogginess in the morning. I'm up at 5 a.m. every day. I don't go to bed until midnight, 1 a.m. because of this business. But Magnesium Breakthrough, you can go to www.bioptimizers.com/LFATV and use the promo code LFATV and get yourself a discount because you're an LFA TV family member. Again, that's bioptimizers.com. As you can see right there, /LFA TV, promo code LFA TV. I want to thank you for watching the short clip, and I want to thank Bioptimizers. They're helping us out, and if they're going to help us out, let's help them out. God bless you guys. Let's go win this thing.
Hoy el mundo libre ya no es libre. Esto no es una exageración. Trágicamente vemos pruebas innegables de esta decadencia todos los días. Las nuevas amenazas de guerras continúan. Cuando el mundo libre se volvió libre, fue gracias a sus principios de libertad de expresión, igualdad ante la ley, unidad y respeto por la propiedad privada. Pero una vez una nación abandona sus principios que la hacen libre, es solo cuestión de tiempo para que pierda su libertad por completo. Las consecuencias se están desarrollando ante nuestros propios ojos. Las podemos ver. En algunas ciudades del llamado primer mundo, las tiendas necesitan asegurar sus productos detrás de puertas de vidrio con llave para evitar robos. Y no hablo ni siquiera de productos caros, sino de cosas sencillas como una barra de chocolate o una rasuradora. En otras ciudades, las calles ya no pertenecen a la gente, sino que han caído en manos de la indigencia, de las pandillas, del crimen organizado y de las drogas. No puedes reclamar el título de mundo libre si ni siquiera tu gente es libre para caminar por las calles sin temor a ser acosada, robada o asesinada. También estamos siendo testigos en tiempo real de la erosión de la libertad de expresión. Hace apenas una década, Occidente era el bastión de la libertad de expresión y ahora es sermoneado por quienes solían denunciar. Las plataformas más grandes de redes sociales en el mundo fueron obligadas a censurar a sus usuarios a petición de sus gobiernos. Ciudadanos de países occidentales han sido arrestados por compartir publicaciones en redes sociales. Los partidos gobernantes han intentado prohibir a su oposición política. Estas no son acusaciones ni teorías de conspiración, son hechos comprobables y ampliamente documentados. No se puede ganar el respeto del pueblo sin respetar al pueblo.
On May 17, 2024, the Vatican will release a detailed document providing guidance on how to discern supernatural phenomena, apparitions, appearances, or communication with divine beings, such as saints, angels, or Christ himself. The last time the Vatican released guidance on apparitions was in 1978 under Pope Paul VI. That document, Norms Regarding the Manner of Proceedings in the Discernment of Presumed Apparitions or Revelations, was released due to the increased influence of mass media. The miracle of Fatima in 1917 is perhaps the most well-documented apparition in the modern day. After an alleged series of appearances by the Virgin Mary to several peasant children that promised a public miracle, tens of thousands of people in Fatima claimed to witness the sun move erratically across the sky and produce radiant colors for several minutes. Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory that claims that NASA and other government agencies are attempting to implement a New Age religion with the Antichrist at its head and start a new world order via a technologically simulated second coming. This theory was put forth by a man named Serge Monast, a Canadian journalist who published the theory in 1994. According to Monast, Project Bluebeam would involve several steps. The first step would allegedly involve faking discoveries that would discredit all fundamental religious doctrines. Then three-dimensional optical holograms and sounds would be projected into the sky, simulating figures important to various cultures and religions, which would merge into one after explanations of their individual mistakes. Telepathic electronic means would be used to communicate with each individual on Earth, convincing them that their God is speaking to them directly. The final step would supposedly use electronic means to create the illusion of an alien invasion, or the perception of the rapture and return of Jesus, to manipulate believers into accepting the new religion. Monast claimed that his work exposing Project Bluebeam had made him a target for harassment by government authorities, which he believed was part of a campaign to silence him. According to reports and his own accounts, Monast and another journalist were repeatedly arrested and had their children taken away by authorities, ostensibly due to their involvement in publicizing conspiracy theories, which the government found disruptive or threatening. Monast attributed his legal and personal troubles to his stance against what he believed to be a global conspiracy. He ultimately died of a heart attack in 1996, which some claim was induced or somehow facilitated by government agents as a way to permanently silence him.
Hey everybody, hop in here. We are live in Candler, North Carolina, and we are approaching a massive installation. We actually got some drone footage of this the other day, and it's a camp that popped up in a matter of days. We actually stopped by some of the locals that live around here, and we were asking about it, and they said it's a FEMA camp and it's being leased. It's property that belongs to a trucking company, they thought. We actually did a little research and we looked into who owns this property. I'm going to get my notes here in a second and pull it up. But it is owned by somebody else. It's owned by the Smoky Park LLC. I'm going to flip the camera around here in a minute. But it's got armed guards. And it is a massive installation that literally, according to the residents that live around here, that have eyes on it because they overlook this property, it popped up in a matter of days. They've got climate-controlled trucks and trailers, I should say. It's pretty well organized. It's got one entrance in and one entrance out. So we're walking in and we're going to ask them live who they are, what they're doing here. Are they under government contract? Is it FEMA? Yesterday, team was droning this, and apparently they were surveilled. Our team was surveilled by some of the people that were here. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. It is a gorgeous day here in Tennessee. Can you guys share this out? We want to get this as far and as wide as possible, because some of the information and some of the stuff we've seen here in North Carolina, as beautiful as it is and incredible as the people are, there's just some very strange things that are happening. We were up in Spruce Pine the other day. They're building a massive community center, 65,000 square foot center, and there's no parking, like no parking. So that would be a wonderful facility for a 15-minute city to build something like that. And of course the downtown in Spruce Pine was flooded out, and a lot of people don't think the businesses will be coming back. So we're just looking at some stuff. FEMA claims to not be here. They said that they were run out of town because of militia. Well, that was debunked. No militia is threatening FEMA. In fact, none of the locals have seen FEMA in their houses. So this massive compound, I'm about to flip the camera around, is out here in it's west of Asheville, about an hour and a half west of Asheville. And they're putting a tornado shelter in here apparently. Got a delivery. So stick with us, we're gonna figure out what's going on. Maybe I can slide in with this truck. They won't see me. Hi. I'm Ann Vandersteel with Steel News.
Okay.
I'm live right now, and I'm just wanting to find out what y'all are doing here and who's organizing and who's actually got the property under lease.
Okay. Give me 1 second, and I'll go ahead and just get some supervisor to come out here and speak to you.
Okay. Are you guys private security?
Yes, ma'am.
You are? Who's your contract with?
Strategic Security Corps.
And who do they contract with?
Let me call him.
Do you guys know who your contractor is?
We'll be able to answer all your questions for you. Who'd you say you're with, ma'am?
Steel News?
Roger.
I'm Sean, executive producer.
Hey, Jeff. Nice to meet you guys. I'm just going to let him do the talking.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You guys kind of popped this up pretty quickly. I was talking with some of the locals. They said it happened pretty fast.
I was not here for that, so I'm not very
Are you
sure,
local
to be
here? Are you
honest.
from this area?
I'm just traveling, trying to help.
Traveling,
So,
trying to help. Are these disaster relief efforts for the people in North
hey,
Carolina?
Go ahead and come on and connect for me.
I guess.
Let me give Daniel a shout here.
Is this a contract with the federal government?
Hey man, how are you? It's me up here at the front gate. Come on up. Come on up. Alright, he's coming out to speak with you guys, man.
Okay.
Where's that?
I guess I've never seen a tornado shelter mobile like that. That's interesting. You ever seen a tornado shelter mobile?
We've got a whole bunch of them.
How would you know you have tornadoes coming? Unless this is, I didn't think this was Tornado Alley.
They got a whole row of them over in the back.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what they're made of. What are those tornado shelters made of? Do you know?
Couldn't tell you.
No?
Heavy.
Yeah.
They look heavy. Yeah, we've been traveling around and the damage. We were just up in Bat Cave in that area. Wow.
Yep.
Have you guys been out to Bat Cave or Black Mountain?
I've not personally. I come from a recovery doctor background.
Recovery background?
Yep. And I did Dodds in Kentucky floods a couple years ago.
Just opened up Back Cave yesterday.
Yeah.
Starting to get power back, at least to the elderly. And then we've been primarily over in Pensacola, Yancey,
Gotcha.
Avery Airfield.
How's
Bunch
Pensacola?
of it's destroyed.
Bad.
I went to Clyde yesterday.
Did you?
It's bad.
Chimney Rock's gone.
Yeah, I know. I've got friends that are still active duty military and they're there. It sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. Did you go down to Lure at all?
No, ma'am.
Oh, it's terrible.
Thank you for
Well.
coming out here.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
No,
Bringing this forward with
Texas
you.
Ministry.
And I really appreciate it
Yeah.
because there's a lot of misinformation.
That's why we're here.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Yeah,
a bunch of-
that's
Thank
why
you.
we're here. We're just asking
He
questions
is
to
very
get.
excited to talk to you.
Good.
'Cause there's so much misinformation and speculation about what this place is, and it's funny.
Yeah, a lot of locals are
A lady,
curious about it.
yeah, we asked the lady up on the top of the hill. She has her place for sale, and she said it's a FEMA camp, but they rented it from the trucking company. Well, we looked, and it's owned by a different organization.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we got to go and check it out ourselves.
Yes, ma'am.
And get to
We've been
the.
on the ground about 2 weeks. We did Avery Airfield, Banner Elk, Pensacola,
Yeah.
Yancey County Fire Department, and Black Mountain yesterday. They're doing a really good job up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of USAR teams and search and rescue in the whole area. It's been amazing to see everybody come together and everything they're doing to help.
Trying
It's
to
been
run
awesome.
a bunch of propane heaters up the mountains right now. So
Yeah.
that seems probably doing right.
You guys have any fire extinguishers you could donate up at Bat Cave? Because they were looking for about 100. They donated a bunch of propane heaters to people, and they were afraid since they couldn't get their pump truck to the houses in case they caught fire that they wanted to equip them with
fire chief
gas.
got
I'm not aware of anything. I know we have had several locals and stuff that have showed up here to attempt to make donations.
Uh-huh.
And what we're doing is we are directing them to the Trinity Baptist Church. Trinity
Okay.
Baptist Church. As far as we're aware, local law enforcement and North Carolina National Guard are there distributing supplies.
Okay.
They're looking for about 100 fire extinguishers.
Roger
At
that.
Bat Cave.
I got a guy coming. That's who you need to put the word in on.
With fire extinguishers?
He could possibly.
Oh, okay.
That's the guy. If anybody could help with something like that, the guy coming. That's it.
Well, we'd be happy to let them know, or maybe
Yeah.
you could let them know that if they delivered some
he's
to.
coming up here.
Oh, this gentleman
Yeah.
who's coming
Yeah, he's
here.
coming.
Oh, okay, great. And what is this gentleman's name? I'm sorry.
His name is Daniel Dale.
Daniel Dale.
Yes.
Okay. And is he in charge of the operation?
He is awesome. He is one of the supervisors.
Supervisors. Okay. All right. Well, we're looking forward to talking to him.
You guys see Daniel or not? Not yet.
Y'all look like I see so many Texas license plates. I figured y'all must be from Texas. Some?
I assume rentals and stuff, things like that. Yeah.
You know, this would be good for the.
So where are you guys from?
I'm actually out of Florida, but these guys are with the Remnant Ministries out of Texas.
That sounds
508
familiar.
Association of
Dallas?
Churches. Dripping Springs area.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been running humanitarian relief. A lot of border operations. Being in Texas, but we have some locals here that called out, so we've been hearing about it.
When's the last time you went to the border?
Me, I've been down there since for SpaceX.
I've been doing a bunch with Michael Yan down in Panama.
That's fun.
Our guys
Darien
are down there
Gap.
quite a bit though.
Yeah. We're good. You know, this would be awesome flooring for out where Pole Creek is, their new location. They should get some of this. Who makes this?
Yeah, they got a church out there within humanitarian supply state program.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. You are Daniel Dale?
I am not Daniel Dale.
Oh, you're not?
No, Daniel Dale's back here.
Okay.
My name's Josh Word.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
Ann Vandersteel.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is my producer, Sean.
Hey, Sean. Nice to meet you.
We're with Steel News. We have been on the ground for the last couple of weeks. This gentleman is with Remnant Ministries out of Texas.
Okay.
508 Association of Christian Churches.
Okay. All right.
Humanitarian relief.
Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of stuff. We've gone all over, and the other day we were here helping some of the people at Pole Creek Baptist Church, which is not too far from here. They actually have a new location in the fairground. And we saw this location a couple of days ago, and so we asked some of the neighbors what was going on. They said, oh, it's a FEMA camp, and it's being leased by the trucking company. We were like, the ground that the trucking company owns. So we looked it up, and it's a different ownership.
Yes.
But we were just wondering what it is y'all are doing, and because FEMA's had, they said they were pulling out because of militia and stuff, which that was debunked. So we just want to get the truth out because people are kind of like all over the place.
Understood. Yes. Yes, definitely understandable. We are definitely not pulling out. We are actually building this for our responders, for FEMA responders, other federal agencies. We have several of these sites around the area to help volunteer agencies as well that need lodging that are coming in to help the survivors in the local area.
Okay.
So that's what this is being stood up for.
So this will be for the folks that have lost everything, they need a place to stay, kind of thing.
This is for the responders that are helping those folks.
Okay.
We are building these to stay out of the local hotels so that the survivors have the ability to stay in the local hotels.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, is there money being provided to the survivors to accommodate hotel or?
Yes, there is. That is not my area. That's our individual assistance and the whole other side of FEMA.
Okay.
Our focus is really on this side to try to do the back end support for the operation.
And so how many responders will you house here, and how long do you think your response will be?
We're building this to come up to 700 people.
Okay.
And right now, how long it's going to be, we are unsure.
Okay.
It's a really unknown number for us at this point.
And I mean, just because I've never seen it before, I saw a bunch of these tornado.
Yes.
I don't know what shelters.
Tornado shelters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you all expecting tornadoes here?
We are not expecting tornadoes. Part of the package that goes out is to ensure that all the responders are safe.
Right.
And there's nowhere for people to take cover here. So it's just part of the operation that goes out. If there are tornadoes or bad weather that comes through, it's somewhere for them to go.
Got it, because they're living in.
Yes.
Are they going to be in tents or mostly in trailers?
Mostly in trailers.
Mostly in trailers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And what is the tornado shelter made out of? How does that manufacture? Do you know? Is it steel or?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm assuming it's steel, but I have not been in one yet. Actually, I just drove up today from Atlanta.
Okay. Where are the most of the responders from down here?
They are from all over. There is not one area. This area is covered by Region 4, which is out of Atlanta, but the responders come from all across the United States.
Okay. Yeah. And typically in a disaster like this, I mean, have you all set these camps up in Florida? I'm from Florida, so we had Milton go through and Helene go through, and I have friends who've been walloped twice, so we had tornadoes all around our house.
Yes. So, did your house survive okay?
Remarkably, 17 tornadoes literally around within a half mile of my house, including that big one that wiped out Port St. Lucie and the sheriff and all that.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Well, I'm glad yours was safe.
Yeah.
We are still waiting for the state and the Florida leadership on the FEMA side to determine if we need to put any of these up down there.
Okay.
We are standing by. We have contracts ready and a vendor to do that, but we have not done that at this point.
Okay.
We have stood these up at other places across the country, New Mexico wildfires and things like that.
Yeah. What about Wyoming? They just had some massive burns out there.
Not a need at this point that we've been tagged for yet anyway.
Okay. So you don't know how long y'all be here, it just depends?
It really depends. Yes.
Are the contractors that are, or the FEMA people that'll be here, are they working on infrastructure? What are their tasks, their job tasks?
Just a large area of tasks. Working with individual survivors, working public assistance projects, just working with state and local personnel as well. There's no one set responsibility that they're focused on for years.
Okay, so I actually was trying to find the contract in SAMS for you guys to figure out how you guys, and we couldn't find the contract. So what would I look for in the SAMS system to find this contract for this property and this camp that's gone up?
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
It was through we do have contracts, standing contracts for these that we then do task orders off of. So I will have to get back to you if I can get your name and number.
That would be amazing.
We'd be happy to get that back to you.
Sure, no problem.
Let's see here.
I'll give it to you when we end this. But last question, as far as, that's not even a question, because I was looking for press releases, anything, so we didn't have to come bother you guys.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything, so we were like, well, I'll just go and ask.
Yeah. Feel free to ask.
And it was, we were alerted it was FEMA. I was like, well, if it's FEMA, it falls under FOIA, so, we can... Exactly. So anyhow, from a public relations perspective, because there has been so much information that, has unfortunately been bad on you guys, making you guys look bad.
Right.
What is it you want to relay to the public to clear up any misconceptions they may have that FEMA's not on the ground, FEMA left because of militia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we've talked to a lot of people in all around these hills, and they haven't seen FEMA. They've said, in fact, yesterday one of the fire departments said, hey, we've had contact, but we haven't seen them, and that was it. So what do you want to relay?
So what I want to relay from my side, which is the responder side, we haven't left. We know that there are additional FEMA employees coming in to support the local area. And for those that are saying that they haven't seen them yet, I know they're coming. It takes a while to build something like this.
Yeah.
We did not want to bring responders in and, have them become part of the problem. So we needed to ensure that there was infrastructure set up for them before they could arrive.
Right. And in terms of gauging the necessity for longevity for each employee, what sort of metrics are you evaluating progress in the area? You must have some kind of protocol and metrics you're following to gauge the necessity of the employees that are here, whether it's mental health, public assistance, building roads, whatever.
Yes, we do have mental health workers here as well for the teams that are coming in and out, that are staying here. And as far as the metrics go, we kind of tie that back in with the operation back in Raleigh, as well as we got an office going up in Hickory. That's kind of the leadership of everything that's happening out here.
Oh, okay. So you have another facility like this in Hickory?
No. It's more of an office setting.
Office setting,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you building another camp like this somewhere in North Carolina?
We do have another one. We actually have one in Flat Rock.
In Flat Rock,
yes.
Okay.
And then we're putting another one up in Wilkes County.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yep. So we are trying to ensure that there is coverage in the areas that were most heavily damaged.
And what are you hearing in terms of the impact population, total numbers of population impacted and perhaps even deceased and or missing? Do you have a handle on any of that?
I do not. That's the other side of what we do.
Okay.
I'm strictly dealing with the responders so that they can handle that other piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sean, questions?
Yeah, have y'all made any contact? I've been talking with pretty much all local response efforts. Been here about 2 weeks. Are you dialed in with those guys yet? Banner Elk, Avery, Yancey County Fire, Black Mountain, Bat Cave.
Right. So
I haven't seen y'all yet, so I'm just curious.
Yeah. So honestly, I can't speak to that as our team is really focusing again back on the responder side. I know our operations section is dealing with the local emergency management out of the EOC, and they would be making all of those contacts.
Okay. And lastly, your guards are very polite, but is there a reason they're all armed?
At just standard protocol.
That is standard protocol?
Yes.
Okay. That's the first one I've seen with this many guys kind of around. So I was curious.
Standard protocol. When we have security, they always come in armed.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Sean, anything else? Am I missing
that's
anything?
it for me. Do y'all have any supplies you need to push out? I've got a request from Back Cave for fire extinguishers. They're pushing a bunch of propane heaters out without fire extinguishers. They cannot access them
With their pump
in case
truck.
those heaters do, ignite their homes or where they're staying.
If
Fire
I could-
extinguishers is a big need. Obviously, propane heaters.
If I can get your contact or the person's contact information that's dealing with that, I'll get it to our ops section. Obviously, that's not my area, but I definitely don't want to not provide you.
What's your phone number?
All right. My phone number is 202-440-2941.
And your name, sorry?
Josh Wirt. W-E-R-T.
Thank you. All right.
Cool.
I appreciate your time.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to
Appreciate
we'll
it.
exchange.
Thank you.
Whoops, let me get out of the way here. I'll give you my number here in a second. Hang on one second. All right, everybody. Well, that is the lowdown on what's going on here. There is another location and where FEMA is setting up camp. So wanted to just relay that all to you all. Thanks for, being with us today, getting the information. We're going to continue to dig on this. We're going to look for the actual contract, and I guess Josh said he would get that to me as well, so I'm going to give him my contact information when I have it. I will publish that as well, probably underneath this post. And on that note, you guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.